Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 7. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, we see Britt and that man of hers going to pretend to buy a car for the sake of a scene, child. She said he promised her cars every 2 years. So, honey, the lease is up. It's time to get another one. Now, she says that she has good days and bad days. Sometimes she cries and she can't get out of bed, but you can't hold a bad down. Girl, please. Anywho, so she's test driving this car or test sitting in this car, and then she decides to lift her damn leg up in the air all in front of the salesman. Talking about, if you're going to buy a car, you should at least be able to have sex in it. Ma'am, not you crying about your reputation being ruined, yet you're opening your damn legs in front of this man that you do not know. Make it make sense. Brittany, make it make sense. Okay? Because it really doesn't. Child, this is a mess. Over on the other side of the A, Drew rolls up on Angela. But did y'all notice that they showed the price tag of Drew's Judith Lieber bag? I said, okay, I see y'all trying to, kind of get back to your roots a little bit. Now, these heifers ain't going to be able to get you there. But I like that you showed the price tag. And see, Drew, this is why he wants you to pay for that damn pest control. Walking around here with this $6,000 bag. They would point out your bag when you got to pay for the bug killer. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. But the fact that they pointed out Drew's bag, baby, that is a fool. But the bag was cute, though. I don't know about $6,000 worth of cute because you can get it over there at the gate. But y'all ain't heard that from me. But the bag was cute. Moving forward. So they go outside to have a drink, and Drew brings up her cousin's alcohol. Angela called it right on out, which was kind of a flex to me. I don't know if nobody else called it. She was like, yeah, so I called Marcus, and he said y'all ain't kin. I said, girl, not you calling the Jordans personally. Marcus, is this you? Because, honey, Marcus like to hang out with the housewives and whatnot. Shout out to Larsa. So Drew talking about, no, I was saying it as a joke. You didn't, friend. You didn't. You said it as he was your cousin. Okay? Twice removed. Talking about her mama said they might be kin. Drew, please cut the shenanigans. Girl, please. Let me tell y'all something. Baby Angela gonna fact check if she don't do nothing else, so y'all bet to tell the truth. Because if it's one thing she gonna do is go back and investigate. And then she gonna call you out and she don't care how you feel about it. Drew, nah, I know you got a little lying problem, but I guess, well, so does Porsha and Britt. So, anywho, y'all just the lying cast of Atlanta, child. Moving forward. Over at Kelly's house, she's invited over a few of the ladies, Cynthia, Porsha, Shamia. Y'all know Kelly gonna have a get together if she don't do nothing else. I know they say that Shamia is the nucleus of the show. I don't know who the hell holding the show down. Porsha is acting like a friend of and kind of getting on my nerves a little bit. You got Shamia, who just wants y'all to see her at the studio dropping some beats. Then you got Cynthia, she popping in and out. Kenya done billboarded and kinkoed her damn way out the door. Okay, she has twirled on. And life has twirled on. And then you got Britt with that nasal passage of hers. I'm like, and I ain't getting a car. And we do now. So Kelly got to hold it up. Okay, I'm going to leave the helpers alone. But Kelly got to hold it down, honey. Kelly going to have a get together if she don't do nothing else. She is this season's hostess with the mostest. Okay. So Cynthia was the first person to get there, honey, because she ain't doing nothing else but hanging out at Lake Bailey. They were talking about men and whatnot. And Cynthia was saying that young men always like her. And she was running down the list of things that she wants in a man and what she likes in a man. Now, I don't know what she doing with that man that TMZ exposed her with, looking like Puma from Black Ink Crew. That ain't it. She went from Peter to Mike Hill. Now, actually, she went from Peter to Will to Mike Hill to Puma from Black Ink. So as they're sitting there talking about that Kiki and whatnot, all the ladies are arriving. Everybody's like, hey, honey, they ain't know what Shamia was about to do, honey. They ain't know if she was finna go perform later on tonight or what. Okay, according to her ensemble. And so they're all looking at Kelly's dog. And Porsha points out that the dog is painted pink. Now, Kelly's little doggy is all pink, and Kelly said the reason for that is because the dog was stolen and they just got her back. So to keep that from happening again, they dyed her pink. But, okay, it's animal and cruelty free. So don't y'all worry. I was like, all right, girl. Because you know the dog people going to eat you up if not. Them people don't play about them dogs. So you better, you better make sure. You better make sure you ain't doing nothing to hurt that poor little pup. But y'all know what I was thinking as I was watching? Okay, I was kind of bored a little bit. But this is also what I was thinking. Kelly always has a traumatic experience attached to something. Baby, I just want her to have some peace. You got the damn man that's a dog, okay? And then you got the dog that's a doggy that got kidnapped and she had to paint it. She got to walk around with security. The man is acting a fool. It's just so much going on with Kelly. And we're really not delving into it enough because we have to keep hearing Britt say, it happened to me. It happened to me. It happened to me. So, child, we ain't even getting into what Kelly going through. And Porsha mad at Drew because Drew be down at Crew and Crew is Dennis's thing and Dennis could be over there singing and Ralph is in the basement. We really don't get into anybody else because we just keep going around with them four. Okay, we really could move on. And speaking of moving on, moving forward. After all of that and she tells us what's going down with the dog, Porsha wanted to know what happened at the peace brunch. So Kelly is filling them in. Now, Kelly, I didn't like how you did this because you said that Drew and Angela came in and they were automatically team twirl. I was like, I don't know about that. I don't think they were Team Kenya. I think they were just listening to what was going on. Now, I know that at this moment during the time of filming that she's your friend, but let's be very for real. Okay, you putting a little bit too much stank on it. Okay, you really are. Back at the dealership, Britt's husband is asking how she feels about Angela. And she was saying at the peace brunch, she was there to speak her speech. But Angela piped up saying, well, how is that possible? And she wondering what's going on with me. But I'm wondering what's going on with her. And she doesn't understand that I'm under investigation. Girl, you are not under investigation because of those poster boards. Please stop the madness. I don't like when people play in my face. That's not the reason why you are under investigation. Just cut the crap. Okay? There's no other way that I can say it, but cut the crap. And the way that you are relaying this message to your husband is not exactly how it went. You love to make things bigger than what it is. She simply wanted to know for what? Under what grounds? Huh? Why is your license being investigated? For what? You know you lied to garner sympathy, girl. So let's be serious here. And I watched an interview. I want to tell y'all this. I watched an interview that Britt did with her husband. Child, the interview didn't go not nowhere. And she did it a few months before all this came out. And she talked about selling her business, right? And I feel like that's probably why she sold it, allegedly, because she was under investigation. So this is nothing new. Now, I don't know what she's under investigation for, but it got to be something. And whatever it is, it ain't got nothing to do with them Kinko poster boards. It really don't. Britt know good and well she lied, and her husband know good and well he listening to the lie, looking uninterested. So then she gets in the confessional. She was like, well, what if I talked about Charles having a baby on her? You know, I really hate when people do things like that because, I mean, you just said it. So it's out now, and it's really nothing new because, baby, the people done already investigated that. So if you thought we was going to watch this episode and be like, oh, a baby on her, girl, we done already figured that out. I got the lady's social security number. We don't care about that. We don't give a damn, okay? We've already figured that out, ma'am. We've already figured that out, okay? You up here acting like Angela was being malicious to you when all she was doing was asking you a question. Britt, you get upset over the smallest things, girl. Any old thing set you off. When I say any old thing, I do mean any old thing. Back over at Angela's, she's talking to Drew and she hopes that, you know, there can be some growth from Britt because really she was hoping that Britt was going to come in with a little bit more empathy than she did. And she thought wrong because obviously she did not. So Drew tells Angela that Britt texted her to go have drinks, okay, because she feels like they got off to a rocky start. So then they switch gears to her and Ralph. And she's telling her that they're about to go to court and her lawyer is trying to keep the record sealed because she doesn't want the kids to see them fighting back and forth. So, yeah, she's trying to make sure that everything is everything. Over with Porsha, she's basically saying she's done with Drew and she just want to move on. They're not good because the storyline must continue. Okay, that's what I got from it. Cynthia, back in that OLW wig, talking about, you know what, Porsha talking about she don't care, but she actually does care, and she cares a lot. So then Porsha tells them that she wants to have a birthday trip. She want to go on down to Nashville. She's going to invite the ladies, but Drew is not invited. And I know people might think this is an unpopular opinion and get upset or whatever. That is messed up because it really ain't that serious. Now, I know it's a birthday trip, and I'm doing quotation marks, but let's not act like this ain't Housewives. Yeah, somebody's birthday gonna come up. They do the same junk over there on Potomac. It's Karen's birthday one season, then it's Ashley's birthday the next season. Last season, it was Wendy's birthday. One day it's gonna be Giselle's birthday. That's what y'all do. And that's the reason for y'all to go somewhere. So please do not exclude people that are housewives. Like, why are y'all doing that? Now, Porsha done said no, that Drew cannot come. Meanwhile, Angela is over there inviting her anyway. Angela, you know what? That is so housewives of you. Angela, you should have been on here with the OGs, honey. So she was basically telling Drew, I want you to come. Drew said, ma'am, I need to hear from Porsha. Because with the way this energy going, I do not need no problems. Back over with Porsha, she's like, Drew is a pathological liar. Child, ain't that the pot calling the kettle, calling the pot, calling the kettle. Back over here with Drew, she's talking about, well, I mean, if she's okay, then I'll go for you, Angela. Meanwhile, Porsha is like, yeah, it's a no. Okay, out of sight, out of mind. She won't be going nowhere with me. In the next scene, Drew goes for drinks with Britt. Britt talking about she came in kind of hot because nobody wanted to hear her side. In between that, we see a little montage of the ladies. We see Kelly, and she's helping her daughter to learn how to drive. Then we also see Angela, and she's talking to her kids. Now, apparently, Angela had gotten her nose job, and it was a little bit too pinched. Okay, Shamia done made her a little self-conscious about her 99 nose, and she decided to get some Botox to puff it up. Well, yeah, it was a fool. Now, kids will humble you in a minute. Why her son gonna tell her she looked like Yoshi from Mario Brothers? And y'all know Yoshi be eating them apples. Oh, child, this is a fool. I said, baby, not Yoshi from Mario Brothers. Anywho, outside of the montage, we back over here with the heifers having some drinks. Britt talking about nobody cared how she felt. Girl, that's all we've been hearing about is how you feel. We are so sorry that this happened to you. I wish this would have never happened to you. Britt, I can't stand that this happened to you. Okay, can we move on? Okay. Now, she said that she didn't like Drew defending Kenya. Drew said the way that she came in kind of felt like she was celebrating Kenya not being around. And that was kind of having her, take a second look. She was kind of taken aback. Britt was like, well, I'm an open book, so you can ask me any question you want and I'm going to answer. Drew then says, now, in her confessional, she's like, I just want real answers about Britt's past. That's all I want. Drew, baby, that's rich coming from you, talking about you want some real answers. But since it's Britt, we going to go with it. So then she looks at Britt and she says, well, did you sell it? Britt said, what? She said, the cat. Girl, what? What are you? Baby, Drew done came out of her shell. Do you hear me? Drew, what are you saying? Baby, I hollered so loud when she said that to that woman. Britt said, no. She said, okay, well, did you ever do corn? Baby, the way Britt was tongue-tied. No, I have not seen horn. I have not been sworn. Wait a minute. I have not done corn. Girl, please. That's the same way that fly through in your throat when you tried to lie about that husband. See, God always warn you when you getting ready to lie. So you might not want to do it. Because every time you get ready to lie, something happens with that mouth of yours. I said, baby, this is the fly all over again, honey. Okay? But anywho, she gonna say, well, no, what happened was, when I was younger, I did webcam for about a week with my best friend. We were just sitting there talking. Sure, Jan. And I'm going to be on the next season of Atlanta holding a peach. The lies, girl. Now, they ain't gone well. That you did not do that webcam from no week. A week? So then Britt says to Drew, well, did you say at Shamia's house that you knew the recipient of the fellatio? So they flash back to Drew sitting around talking about why the person who was getting it done DM'd me. And I'm just sitting here putting all the pieces together, y'all, now. Now, Porsha said over there on that YouTube where she be eating and smacking and whatnot, that some housewife that's still on the show gave Kenya the information about Britt. The way that Drew was acting in that scene with Britt when they went to go have dinner made me go, The way that she was so brazen, it was just like, well, did you sell it? And then for her to sit and say in front of all the ladies that she thought that she knew the guy that was getting some head, getting some head. She said this man DM'd her. But then when she sat in front of Britt, she said, oh no, I thought I knew him, but I was just joking. I be playing. Drew, you do not be playing, girl. And why would you play like that? Like, girl, what are you talking about? So then Britt says to her, well, you got to put yourself in my shoes. For 3 days, I couldn't get out of bed. Now that scene and all of that right there made me think somebody lying. I don't know, child. Something ain't right. Okay. But I'm going to put my thinking cap on and figure out what's going down. Okay. Because things are happening and I just want to know what it is. Okay. I really do. Drew, you need to stop that line and stop telling everybody you telling jokes. This is not Comic View. You need to keep the jokes to your damn self. And Britt, girl, gone. Now, Drew did apologize for what she said because she said she knows how it feels to be in the blogs and whatnot. I mean, by the end of the dinner, they were cheersing and saying that they were cool. And Britt said that she doesn't have a problem with Drew. Now, for me, this is what I got from it. Okay, now maybe this is just me. I felt like Britt was just trying to get the girls on her side so they can leave Kenya alone. And she knew Drew was the easiest target. Now, next up is going to be Angela. And she ain't fooling me. Moving forward. In the next scene, it's the day of Drew and Ralph's court case. Baby, the mood is real somber, honey. The birds are chirping outside. Y'all know it's early in the morning because some cases be like 8 a.m., 10 a.m. So Ralph has emerged from the basement wearing a suit, ready to act a fool. So they get on down to the courthouse. She's saying that she wants to mediate, but he wants to fight. When I tell y'all I know that all too well. Why can't it just be so easy? Just go away, bruh. You don't like me and I don't like you. I really don't understand what they be holding on to, y'all. I really do not. Anything to make your life a living hell. See, I think you kind of got to play the game where you act like you feel the opposite. If they see that they rile you up when they keep on, entangling you in court cases and whatnot, then they continue to do it. But if it's not bothering you, then it's no fun for them. So maybe she needs to act like it's, she's not bothered. Honey, I know that's what I need to do. So they have 3 things on the agenda on Drew's side. They want Ralph's financials. They want him to move out of the house. And they want him to keep the divorce documents sealed. So the producer wants to know from Drew, what is in the documents that you want to keep sealed? She was like, well, there's more damaging things on his end than mine. Okay, girl. But side note, Drew, you look beautiful in this confessional. You really do. Very pretty. You look like a big girl. Okay, girl. So anywho, they get down to the courthouse and we find out that he's on his 3rd lawyer. Ralph was awarded everything that he asked for. He ain't got to move out. He ain't provided no financials and the court documents will be unsealed. Oh, child, he gets to stay and he hasn't even turned over all of his financials. When I tell y'all I feel like I'm looking at my divorce on camera, why do they get away with any old thing? I'm to a point where I'm just like, I'm not handing over not now another piece of evidence or anything else until you get some from him. Because why do they just get to do whatever the hell they want to do? Now, he gets in a confessional. And why does he keep getting a confessional? I understand y'all are missing one confessional because Kenya ain't giving hers. But I don't want to keep seeing Ralph. I really do not. He's saying that he wants the records unsealed so that there's transparency because people always think that he never cared for his wife. Meanwhile, you're trying to unseal the records to embarrass her. How does that work? And I really hate to see Drew hurt by that narcissistic jerk that she decided to marry. But baby, those documents gonna be online by Monday morning. Ooh, this is a mess. And there must be something in there that he feels like is going to embarrass Drew. It's either he sees something, he knows that there's something in the documents that will embarrass Drew, or he's willing to go down with the ship just so Drew's dirty laundry will be aired as well. It's one of the two. He's so happy to be able to stay around so he can watch Drew and mess with her and not have to get his own place. Why you want to live with a woman you can't stand? I really just don't understand the logic. And I personally do not care what is in those documents. I do not. I will still be supporting Drew. because I know what narcissistic abuse feels like. And I'm not going to just jump over there and be like, oh, Drew, you did this. I don't give a damn. I'm telling y'all, I don't care, because you feel helpless. You feel hopeless. And men like Ralph, they do not mean you any good. And Drew, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. It might be time to let that attorney and that Mama Joyce wig go. Because, baby, we need a beast in the courtroom. The way his attorney was talking, she is going to mop the floor with you. She said it's a money grab. But I'm trying to figure out what money they grabbing if he ain't turned over no financials. Now, it's clear that something in those documents Drew does not want to get out, because she was legit crying. She was pissed. Do y'all hear me? Baby, she was mad. But, I mean, girl, let that Mama Joyce attorney go. In the next scene is the day of Porsha's Nashville trip. Angela ends up missing a flight. Porsha gonna tell me, I ain't even realized that girl wasn't even on the flight. Listen, girl, Nashville down the street. Just drive. Okay, you could have met them down there and been down there before they got there. Kelly talking about, well, she was late because she had to go back and get that fan. Because she heard it was a heat wave in Nashville. Listen, Nashville is the perfect place for Angela to go. It's country, and y'all know the song that's sweeping the nation. Where them fans at? Where them fans at? Hit me one time. Whoa, whoa, I got my boots on the ground. See, Angela, that's what you need to come into. Okay, since you always going to get your fan, honey. Where them fans at? Girl, you going to Nashville too? I'm just saying, girl. But as I was listening to this and I was kicking and cackling and whatnot, I really feel bad that Drew couldn't come. I don't like that. Y'all know I don't like him to mess with my Drew. I just don't like it. So the ladies get to Nashville, to the house and whatnot. They're greeted by these cowboys, and then they choose their rooms. There's a spread with food everywhere. And the place was really nice. And everybody's going around choosing their room. When Shamia chose her room, baby, Britt looked mad as hell. I said, ooh, honey, she gonna get you tonight. You better sleep with that door locked. The way that Porsha got these rooms with these little bitto beds is a fool. Porsha, what are these rooms? What are these beds? There were only 2 rooms and a possible. Girl, what is happening here? Child, this is crazy. And now Porsha looking in the basement talking about, Drew. Girl, you looking for the wrong person down there. It's Ralph that stays in the basement, not Drew. So Kelly said, look, if I would have known, in her confessional, if I would have known I was going to be in Kevin, I Shrunk the Kids in the attic. I said, girl, what? The producer said, honey, I Shrunk the Kids. She told me, don't tell me I got my movies mixed up. Ma'am, you have literally put together Home Alone, Flowers in the Attic, and Honey, I Shrunk the Kids all in one sentence. What the hell is Kevin, I Shrunk the Kids in the Attic? What is that? Girl, what is it? What is it? So they sit down and eat. And Kelly wanted to know how Porsha felt about celebrating her birthday, especially since she's going through a divorce. Now, here go Porsha talking about, I really didn't even want to throw a party because we usually spend our birthdays together because they're so close. Girl, y'all were only together for one birthday. I'm exhausted, child. I'm exhausted. I ain't got time. She's like, this year, I just really wanted good vibes and just to be around the girls. Cynthia said, well, you know, everybody can't go on a girls trip. So then they started talking about how people switch up on girls trips, and Britt brings up Angela switching up and messaging her. But when she was at the peace brunch, she was acting a fool. Now, Shamia, I thought this was messy of you because you were like, yeah, I don't like that switch up type of stuff either. What are you talking about? You were literally in the presence of all of this. She lied to you because it ain't being investigated or it ain't been taken. Okay, so what are you even talking about? So as they're talking about Angela, she arrives. She said, you know how you can feel people talking about you? I feel like they were talking about me. Now, she ain't there 5 minutes, y'all. And then she tells Porsha, yeah, so I would like for Drew to come. Girl, go on, let this lady come. It's probably her weekend to get out of that house anyway. So go on, let her come on down there, child, so she'll have somewhere to be. So then they're like, so do you think she's coming? Here go Angela. I anticipate seeing Drew. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, before y'all get down in these comments talking about this Porsha's birthday trip, she better not invite Drew. How dare she invite Drew on the birthday trip? What am I going to tell y'all? I'm going to tell y'all this. Y'all know I keep a Housewives receipt. Porsha bet not say nothing. Season 9, Phaedra invited Porsha on Candy's trip to Hawaii, knowing dang on well that Candy did not want her there. That's the same trip where Candy stood up in them braids. Because, Candy don't usually wear no braids, honey. So she stood up in them braids, looked directly at Phaedra and said, as much as I like to have fun, I wouldn't do nothing about no drugs or nothing like that, Phaedra. And Phaedra just sitting there looking. Porsha sitting there. She done brought her own Todd. Okay? Uninvited. She decided to come on Candy's trip regardless. So I don't want to hear nothing about Angela inviting Drew, because that's how the housewives get down. She gonna come, and not only was she not invited, she gonna bring another Todd. You gonna bring a +1. So for everybody that's about to say, it's her birthday, she's crazy for bringing, no. Exhibit B. Porsha showed up to Kenya's housewarming. You remember when Kenya wasn't quite ready yet and didn't have no baseboards, and then she had to tell Sheree that her house like hers doesn't have baseboards? I don't know how it worked, child, but anywho, y'all know the viral meme where Sheree is like, ooh, and she kind of shaking to the side because Porsha done showed up unbeknownst to Kenya? Yeah, that. So we're not going to play these games where we don't act like the housewives come places that they were not invited. So Drew should be on the trip, and that's just that on that. Moving forward. If Porsha can crash Hawaii and Kenya's house with no baseboards, Drew can crash Nashville, and that's just that on that. Now, she said she invited Drew because she wanted her to come. So all the ladies are like, girl, what the hell? Wrong road, wrong road. Here go Porsha talking about Angela has lost her mind. So while all this is going on, Kelly is texting her stylist. Angela ran into them at the mall, apparently. Britt gave some nasally rendition of what happened when she saw them at the mall. Ugh. I just couldn't focus, child. It was just too much going on. Now, that's neither here nor there. It's just a side note. I went to go get a refreshing beverage. I came back. She said Angela was hiding in the clothes because she probably got some kind of bad work done or something. Now, the first thing that I thought, it probably was because of her looking like Yoshi from Mario Brothers. That's probably what was going on. That's probably what was going on, child. So they conclude the lunch. And they go call their people. You know how they tell everybody they done settled in, they made it, all this. Shamia's husband is having a ball in Target. Britt's husband is ignoring her per usual. Charles Oakley is being Charles. And then Angela calls Drew to let her know that the heifers will be expecting her there. So she told Angela, okay, girl, because I need a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade, especially after this court date that I just had with Ralph. So they all getting ready for the night, right? And Kelly is sharing her glam with Britt. But I feel like somebody should have shared their glam with Angela. Man, what do you have on? You and Shamia, what y'all got on? I always got on something. What you got on? And Angela, you've been doing pretty good. But baby, this here ensemble, absolutely not. So as everybody is getting dressed, Cynthia's in there talking to Porsha. She's like, are you in a good place? Here go Porsha talking about when Angela got aggressive, coming to get my affirmation pillow and all that. Is she just aggressive? Porsha still feeling the way that Angela invited Drew. Talking about, I feel like I'm being bullied on my birthday. Girl, ain't nobody bullying you. This is Housewives. It's not reasonable to exclude Drew. Because let's be for real. This is for Housewives, not for your birthday. Your birthday just happened to fall on this. We ain't never celebrated your birthday. How many seasons you been on this show? Girl, bye. I'll take that back. We did celebrate your birthday when you went down to Miami, when you first introduced us to Dennis, and you wanted him to have his dessert on the bed. But instead, he went to the club. We did celebrate your birthday. But girl, anyway, you invited the heifers then, and some of the heifers you ain't like then, and you still don't like the heifers now, so y'all gonna be fine. Moving forward. So they get to the restaurant and meet up with the other ladies that Porsha invited. They're all partying, having a good time. They bull riding. Child Moneta done popped out. Hey, girl. So they each get on the bull. Porsha lasted 7 seconds. Kelly lasted 49. Shamia lasted 51. I mean, nobody lasted a minute, but I mean, here we are. So now it's time to eat. So everybody's wanting to know where Drew is. They're like, where's Drew? Everybody's looking around. Meanwhile, Drew is at Crew celebrating with her sister that she got a record deal. I know I got a record deal. Ain't nobody never heard of me. Honey, shout out to season 1. Shout out to Nene and Wig, honey. This is a dang on mess. So Porsha is back there telling them, well, Drew wasn't invited, but Angela invited her anyway. Angela talking about, I thought the vibe was right. Porsha said, no, you just strong-armed me. Basically, Angela just bullied her. Angela said she felt like it was the perfect time to lay their issues on the table. And Portia's like, girl, no, this is my birthday. Okay? This is my birthday trip, and it's about me. So now Porsha is getting activated and irritated. And everybody's like, girl, no, it's her birthday. Porsha said that she's not understanding what she's trying to say. Like, girl, are you hard of hearing? So then Angela told her, no, talk to me like I'm 5 so I can get it. Angela basically said Porsha is showing out because her little friend's there, but she wears a size 12 and she can stand on her own 2 feet. I know that's right, honey. Angela, you must be kind of tall. Not a size 12. Ooh, girl. So she told them that she's not going to allow them to speak on Drew because Drew is not there. And I appreciated that because for seasons, they have just done Drew however they felt like it, honey. And she just takes it. So Porsha is telling them, well, the reason why I want Drew here is because it's some things that she's done. So then her sister Lauren pipes up and says, allegedly, Drew is doing more than working with Dennis. So then this lady out of nowhere says, yeah, she done sucked some D. Porsha said, well, I mean, that is his thing. Because when I asked him, did you used to talk to her? No, she just gave me head. Did you used to talk to her? No, she just gave me head. So that's his thing. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous to accuse Drew of that, knowing dang on well that she's going through this divorce. You don't want nobody accusing you of things that you're not doing, going through that divorce with old Rockhead Simon, now would you? I feel like they treat Drew so badly. She's not a victim, but the way that they just feel like they can just do whatever and say whatever, and to let this lady make an accusation like that, that is quite literally insane. Porsha, you and your little friends now, don't piss me off. Okay, because that's something heavy to say that this woman gave your child's father some head when it was just about her filming with him at first. Then it was about the fact that she went and did the Go Naked photo shoot without the Go Naked advisor or whoever the hell it was supposed to be, without running it past you. Now she's on her knees in front of your baby daddy. Girl, bye. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all comment down below. Tell me exactly what you thought of this episode if you just so happened to watch it. If not, I have filled you in on everything that happened. Okay? Everything that went down. Y'all comment down below and I'm going to comment back. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.